So in this video, we're going to talk about a very important thing, and that's to do with the psychology of money, or rather the mindset that you need to be in right at the start before you do anything to make sure you make a success of this. We're not quite in the office yet. I might do a quick tour after towards the end of this video to show you where we're up to, but again, it's my methodology not to pay somebody to do things that I can sort of do myself and I don't mind doing. So I've got some internal plasterboarding work in the floor to do, but I am getting an electrician to come round and put in some spotlights and some more lights for me next week. So anyway, this video should really be something to think about right at the start of your journey, and it's based around the fact that lots of people that receive money, whether that be through a lottery win or inheritance or something else, even with regular earnings, they seem to want to get rid of that money very quickly. As soon as they earn it, they're out car shopping, they're out going around retail parks for the day. I've never understood that. I don't understand why on earth you would go to a retail park for a day out or a shopping centre. It's just so alien to me. And I think you have to rewire your mindset to think along the lines of, well, what else can I do with this money? Where can I use it? How can it benefit me? I think in rough terms, if you're investing in the stocks and shares market via a SIP or an ISA, you can roughly double the money every 10 years. So you might think, well, I've earned some more money, I've got a pay rise, let's go and buy another car. I can afford an extra £500 a month. Well, work that back. How much is the car? Is it a £30,000-40,000 car? If you put that into the S&P 500 right now, could that be £80,000 in 10 years' time? So you have to sort of think along those lines and not think. You have to think in ways in which the money can work for you better. If you're not already at that stage, I don't feel I have enough. I have my house and all the equity in it and all the rest of it, but I may want to buy a bigger house on more land the next time. So, I might not recognise that equity right now. So I'm kind of thinking, well, okay, we could do with a new car. There's a £40,000 car. They've worked out the finance at 7.5% with a balloon figure at the end to be £460 a month with a £5,000 deposit. But then I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, that £40,000 vehicle, I still have to pay that £40,000 plus interest. It's not going to go anywhere or hide. So would I rather put the £40,000 into my investments right now and double that money in 10 years' time and then double it again in another 10 years' time and wait until I'm in my 60s or later to have double the money rather than to spend the money out and then not have it later on? It's a mindset of not wanting to get rid of money as soon as it lands in your pocket. It's the mindset of being excited when you look at your shares account or you look at your savings account and you're excited by it. I think really at school they should say to people, as soon as you get paid, you're going to pay off your mortgage as quick as you possibly can. You're going to put some money into investments early on so you get the compound, and then with what's left over after all your costs and everything else, that's your spending money to I was going to say enjoy yourself with, but it shouldn't be a thing where you have to enjoy yourself. You have to spend money to do that. You can do lots of other things. You can go walking for free. You can paint. You can do photography once you've paid for the equipment pretty much for free. You can garden. You could be out earning money instead of spending money. I think that's one of the benefits of people that sort of work weekends or work extra time, is that you're too busy to spend the money. I used to be too busy working and going to the gym to eat junk food. So I never ate junk food, especially during the week, because I was too busy. I worked, I went to the gym at 8 o'clock at night, I came back at 9, I had a quick snack, and then I was ready for bed at 10. So I didn't even have the time to think about that. And you shouldn't, again, it's sometimes a fatal mistake to have too much time on your hands, because with an idle mind, you're thinking about ways of spending money or what you can buy. I'm the same. I've worked myself out of it over the last few years. I've got myself in a position where in the last few years I got rid of all my really big heavy debts. I'll talk about that in another video. I invested in a property strategy that I didn't like, but I made some money out of. I put a lot of money into that. Some of it I funded via credit cards, which I wouldn't recommend. I think it was a big mistake. So I've removed all that. I've removed my overheads. I've removed my office and my overhead for that, and I've gone into having my office at home, which I'll show you in a minute. So I've kind of reworked everything to be in my favour, I think, although I do need to still invest heavily in my future and in my investments and in my ISA. I'm investing heavily at the moment, but I would like to invest in that more. Every single month I allocate money out of my what I pay myself into my SIP, and then I allocate extra money on top of that into an ISA as well. So it's a really important thing to do at the start of your journey, is to get yourself out of the mindset of I've made some money, let's spend it, or I've made some money, I haven't quite got enough to allocate to my future, but I'm just going to spend it anyway. You should allocate the money properly. Go on to a pensions and an ISA calculator and work out how much money you want to live off. I bet it's going to be a few £1,000s a month based on how much it costs to live in the UK right at the moment. So you're going to need to heavily invest in your pension and your ISA from quite an early start. If you're 18 or 19 and you're watching this, then you're onto a winner, because you can invest small amounts of money now that will grow into a large pot of money. I think it works out that's, if you're 18, you could invest £100 a month and you could be sat on £1 million fund after 40 years. But if you're like me and you're in your late 40s and approaching 50, and you've left it too late, then you'll have to invest heavily now. And the funny thing is, I found a pension that I totally forgot about that I'd invested in my 20s. I could have barely put anything into it because I was paid a very low salary at the time, but I found out that it's worth 50,000. Now that's not really going to do a lot for me, but 50,000 is better than nothing. That will compound and that will grow over the next sort of 10, 20 years, and will benefit me. But don't do what I did when I was early on and I forgot about it and I thought, I don't need to do that. I can spend the money on something else. I can buy a car, I can do a holiday, I can buy a shirt for £150, I can go out for drinks. It's just silly things to do. Now I don't even buy items of clothing much because I don't go in clothing shops, and if I need something I'll generally go online and I'll buy that item, and that's it. So let's have a quick tour of the office. Spin around and show you. As you can see, with all the walls are up and the insulation is in, and in the ceiling just need to be plasterboard of the windows in. I've got my my mic stand over there. We're gonna have a desk over here. Maybe I'd like to put a big fish tank in, but I don't really have to maintain that at the moment because I've got so much else going on. I've got a desk down here at the moment. So anyway, let me know in the video if you think what you think I should do with it, and let me know in the video if you've got any comments about what we just talked about and about how you've managed to change your mindset and get you into this frame of mind where you are excited about saving and less excited about spending money. So that's the office. It's not huge, but it's more than big enough to fit a couple of desks in. Might even get somebody on board for the business side of things as well, so that's easy enough room for 2 or 3 of us in there. And aside from paying for the building, it's free because it's on my property and I'm not paying for any rates or anything else. So I will catch you in the next one.